students, today let's start a new chapter which is kinetic energy, kinetic theory of gases. So before this chapter we have studied all the properties about matter, that is, as you know that matter has three types of states, that is solid, liquid and gases. So for solid, liquid and gases, how the conduction of heat is produced in them, that is and what is the property of matters and how the states of matters can change on the application of some energy, heat energy to it, means all the properties regarding to matters state we have studied that briefly in the chapters of thermal properties of matter and also in case of thermodynamics. Thermodynamics also actually basically the mostly deals with the flow in or compression or expansion of gases and about the ideal gas and other things. So the next chapter which is kinetic theory of gases. So if gases are in motion, then they shows different types of phenomena, and we can study them in a new chapter and or simple in new field, because gases alone are responsible for so many phenomena, and definitely we have to study them in the separate way, separate manner, as they have different properties than the solid and liquid. As you know that gases have not any definite volume, or they can infill any space, and means and also their the intermolecular separation between gas molecules are very high. So due to their intermolecular separations are very high, then you can say that gases molecules are bonded with very loosely bonds, and also when they are infilled in any container or vessel, then they continuously exert a pressure on the walls, and we can also calculate that pressure, that is also known as gases pressure. So first of all, as you know that gases are of two types for the study purpose. Since the study of real gases are complicated, so that's why first we study the concept of ideal gas or perfect gas. So in the case of perfect gas, to study to make it very simple, we assume some things for the perfect gas, as like suppose that in while deriving something, we always try to assume something or try to limit something. So that's why in the same manner, to study the gas behavior of gases in a pure manner, first we study it in the form of ideal gas, as ideal and perfect gas is not possible, but here some assumptions are made up of, and due to that assumptions our study can be very simple. So we can simply show the study of simple what is the behavior of gases. So first simple, what is ideal gas? What is ideal gas? This in this term there is also a theory is responsible, which is kinetic theory of gases. So first in a very simple manner, first I want to tell you what is ideal gas. So ideal gas is that in which there is no intermolecular interaction or attraction between any two gases molecules. Suppose that here in this vessel there are number of gases molecules. So in this way we assume that when any two gas molecules collides with each other, then they will exert no interactive force on each other. Also two gas molecules don't interact, means they even don't show any attractive force or repulsive force, only they are moving in a random way, and we know that the motion of gases are just like as Brownian motion in the fluid. So as in colloidal solution, you know that the study of Brownian motion, because in Brownian motion particles randomly change its direction, and due to their random change in direction, the final path we can trace, that will be a zigzag motion. So in the same manner gases also show that zigzag motion, so that random motion due to continuous collision with other gas molecules and collision with the walls. So due to this they also possess Brownian motions. So I think that is simple, clear to you. The kinetic theory of gases tells us actually about everything about the ideal gases. So in ideal gases is that in these two gas molecules don't exert any types of attractive forces on each other. Second is that simple means when they collide completely in elastic manner, means their collision will be elastic collision, perfectly elastic collision. So as you know that in perfectly elastic collision, particle after colliding with any other particle, it will change simply its direction. There will not be any change in its energy. So if there will not change any of its energy, then definitely it will only change its direction, not in any energy. So in real way, as you know that when particles are colliding and due to their collision, actually perfectly elastic collision is not possible, you have already know that, and all the natural processes, natural colliding processes are inelastic, means there will be some loss of energy when two particles will collide, and also if two particles or two molecules are here, then due to their there will be some attractive forces or something will in between them. So I think this concept is up now completely clear to you. So what is the concept of ideal gas? Means in ideal gas, first thing we let that these types of gases don't interact with other molecules. Only when they collide with other molecules they will interact, and also they will collide in elastic manner, perfectly elastic manner. Only after collision they will change in its direction. There will not be any other change in the molecule, means its energy will not change. There will be no production of any types of other energy due to this collision. And also in ideal gases, molecules of ideal gas are point mass, means they don't they are free to occupy whole of the this volume of the container, means every single molecule will have the space equal to the volume of this container. So I think simple, you know what is the ideal gas. This is an ideal condition of the gas in which we are taking so many assumptions, and with the help of these assumptions we will be able to deduce formula for this. And also, as you have already known that formula for adiabatic process, isothermal process, that was already taken by the help of ideal gas. So here how many laws are here, and also in a very single manner we say that the ideal gases are those which follows Boyle's law, Charles law, and Gay-Lucas law and other things. But later I will tell you these laws, that's why I am not explaining that here. So first let's see what is the kinetic theory of gases. What is kinetic model of gases? So kinetic model of gases is nothing but they are assumptions, they are collection of assumptions which we have made for the simplicity of our calculations and simplicity of our study. And also here we can understand some of the points like why gases show the pressure on the walls and other things. So first point is the kinetic theory of gases is that all the gas molecules are at the point masses, means their masses are not considered in case of ideal gas. Suppose if we consider their masses, then definitely if they will have they are massive, then definitely they will have some shape, and due to their shape, if one molecule will occupy this space, then other molecule will not have V space totally, that will be somewhat less. So this is actually real thing gives us some difficulties. So that's why to reduce this we assume that all the gas molecules are just like the point masses, and they are free to occupy whole of the volume of the vessel, and they have equal probability to get that volume. Second concept is that the gaseous molecules don't exert any force of attraction or repulsion on each other, means they will not attract interact with the neighboring molecules. So if there is not any interaction, then definitely they will not lose its energy. So this means that ideal gas molecules will be always in motion, they will not be at rest, because if they are already continually they are moving, they are not at rest, and also they are not losing their energy through any process. As I am telling you that if there should not be any types of interaction or attraction or repulsion between molecules, then definitely if there is any types of forces is not using, then there will not be any loss in energy of the molecule. So they will be totally kinetic, there will not loss in energy due to any process, collision or simple interaction. So molecules will not be at rest. So in single manner, I just want to tell you, in kinetic theory of model, it is assumed that all the gaseous molecules will not exert any force to its neighboring molecules or other molecules, or also when they collide with other molecules, there will not be any loss in their kinetic energy. There will be only change, they will change its direction, means that collision will be perfectly elastic collision. So definitely if there is not changing their there is not any change in their velocity, then it's very obvious that their motion will be totally kinetic, they will not possess any types of potential energy. So energy of ideal gas molecules is totally kinetic. Second thing is clear. Third point of kinetic theory of gases is that there is no any time lag between any two collision. Suppose that the gases are simple, you know, that made up of large number of particles, and that these particles are in motion, then definitely they can collide with each other. And if they are filled in any, means they are bound to, if they are bound to fill up this space, then definitely within this space they will collide with each other, and they collide elastically, as you know that. So definitely the theory is that here gaseous molecules these all the gaseous molecules will are free to move, and also there will be no time lag between any two collision. And also we can say that simple is that actually in within two collision we can say they will carry equal time, means suppose that from here to here they are moving, that time is known as, if we that time is known as free time. And also if we take all the collisions time, then that is called mean free time, means the time during which they are traveling in a straight line. So next point is that all the gaseous molecules travel in a straight line until they are not colliding with any other neighboring molecules, and after collision again they will move in the straight line. Suppose for example here, molecules are here, this molecule is colliding here, so before collision it travels in a straight line. So between any two collision the path of molecules will be straight line, and after collision it will only change its direction, and again after changing its direction it will again move in a straight line until it will collide to next molecule. Means within any two collision their path is a straight line, and after collision only there is change in direction, not in the locus or simple path of the again it will follow something like that. So as you are seeing that they are covering some distance between any two molecules. So the distance covered between any two consecutive collision is known as free path. And also if we take the mean of all the free paths, and that is known as mean free path. So simple mean free path is the average distance traveled between any two consecutive collision, and also mean free time is the average time taken between any two consecutive collision. Clear? So this is the concept, and also you are seeing that due to collision its direction is randomly changes. So that's why we can say that gaseous molecules possess random motion. they have zigzag motion, so that and also you know that zigzag motion is defined in terms of Brownian motion. So simple gaseous molecule possesses Brownian motion. Clear? Next point is that when any gas is filled in any enclosure, then it exerts a pressure on the wall. Or simple, we can also say that there is change in momentum takes place, because as you know that as molecules are colliding, and definitely this molecule can collide with the walls of this container. So if while colliding with the walls of this container, obviously some force it will apply on these walls, and if we calculate force per unit area, then that will be the pressure. Means the pressure, it can exert pressure while colliding to this wall. So there will be means always any container will feel a pressure on its walls, and due to the gases filled in it. So that's why when we infilled any gas in any container, then we try to make the walls of the container very hard, like the cylinder and other things. So I think that all the points regarding to kinetic theory of gases is clear to you. Simple kinetic theory of gases is whole actually idea about the ideal gas, means what is the property of ideal gas that is possesses, and what are the limitations in case of ideal gas we are taking. And also next thing is that simple, if they are point masses, then definitely they will not occupy any space. And simple, as I told you that in case of ideal gas molecules, every molecule will get same volume to be infilled, because they are point masses, means their own shape, size and volume we can neglect that here. So in the real gas actually we can't neglect that, but in case of ideal gas, since it reduces our complications in the study, so that's why first for perfect gas and ideal gas we reduce it. So simple, I think that is simply clear to you. What is the ideal gas or perfect gas according to kinetic theory of gases? The ideal and or perfect gas is that which is simple in which it has only total means energy of ideal gas is totally kinetic. Their particles are or molecules are point like, and they don't exert any interactive forces on each other, only they collide elastically, and they only change in their direction but not in their energy. And also it exerts pressure on the walls in the walls of the container in which it will infilled. So all the things are regarding to kinetic theory of gases is I think now clear to you. Then let's see some next cases, next formula or laws which explains the behavior of behavior of ideal gases, and we can also define the ideal gas in that form. So actually the study of ideal gases is done by some of the scientists like Boyles, Charles, Gay-Lussac and others, and also the mostly kinetic theory of gases is given by Maxwell, Boltzmann and others. So means here so many scientists have worked here, and with their assumptions, with their theoretical approach, we are now able to understand the behavior of gases in very exact manner, and we have idea about the gases. So slowly we are going to know about the behavior of the gases. So first Boyles was the scientist who studied the behavior of ideal gas at constant temperature. So when he tried to understand the concept of behavior gases at ideal temperature, he saw that simple the pressure and relationship between pressure and volume of the gases, so that if we keep the temperature of any gas constant, means the process will be isothermal simple, then pressure is inversely proportional to volume. Means if we increase the pressure, we can compress the gas, means we can simple reduce the reduce the volume of the gas means we can compress any gas. So before this, if we know that only, then when we can decrease the temperature, after decreasing the temperature we can decrease the volume, or after increasing the temperature we can increase the volume. Boyles first study that without changing in any change in temperature, we can also change in its volume, or we can expand or we can compress any gas by using only pressure. Means if we increase pressure, then the gases can be compressed, and when we decrease the pressure, then gases can be expanded. So expansion and compression can be done on the basis of pressure also. That was studied by the Boyles. So first law is the Boyle's law. So this is the concept of Boyle's law. This is at constant temperature. Clear? And in a way, if we can write it, PV equal to constant. After solving it, there will be a proportionality constant here, and we can solve it, then we can obtain this formula. So this is the formula which relates the pressure and volume of the ideal gas at constant temperature. We can also say that this is the formula for isothermal process. As I told you in the chapter of thermodynamics, this is the formula of isothermal process. So this formula was first studied by Boyles, and this is the formula for the isothermal processes. So I think a simple equation of isothermal process can be easily understandable by the Boyle's law, who has studied between pressure and volume of ideal gas at constant temperature. Clear, I think. It means that if we have two gases which have pressure P1 and V1 initially, or simple suppose that there is one gas whose initial pressure is P1 V1, and if it undergoes to the isothermal process and its final pressure and volume is P2 and V2, then with the help of Boyle's law we can write here P1 V1 will be equal to P2 V2, and we can easily calculate one of the value of pressure or volume initially or finally with the help of this equation. So simple, we can study any isothermal, can easily study the isothermal processes with the help of Boyle's law. So simple gas law helps us to understand the process, thermodynamic process and behavior of the gases. So the next law is the Charles law. So what is Charles law? Like the Boyles, Charles studied about ideal gases at constant pressure. Means at constant pressure he tries to attain a relationship between volume and temperature. So as you simply know that according to his V is directly proportional to T, and also you know that if we increase the temperature, then definitely it means that we are supplying heat to the system, and due to that heat gases will expand, means there will be increase in volume takes place. So Charles law is very clear that if there is increase in temperature, then definitely there will be expansion of gas will occur, or simple there will be increase in volume of the gas. And if there will be decrease in temperature, it means that we are compressing the gas, means volume of the gas will decrease. So simple, this is the formula for the Charles law. So in other way we can write it like this: V by T is equal to constant at constant pressure. Clear? So this is the Charles law. V by T is equal to constant at constant pressure. Means if we keep pressure as a constant, then we can determine what will be the value of or what is the relation of volume and temperature. And simple, this is the relation of volume and temperature. It means that volume is directly proportional to temperature. Means it's very simple that we can compress any of the gas without changing in its pressure, or we can also expand any gas without changing its pressure. So this is the process of isobaric process. I've already told you about thermodynamic processes like isothermal process, adiabatic process, isobaric process, isochoric process, and other processes. So in case of isothermal process, there was temperature constant. In case of isobaric, pressure was constant. In case of isochoric, volume is constant. So these processes can be easily understandable by these laws. Means we are one by one in this step. With the help of these laws, we are trying to explain the different thermodynamic processes. The first law, Boyle's law, explained the isothermal process, behavior of ideal gases as they are going to the means in the process with isothermally. Then we can explain what will be the work done, what will be the expansion or compression in the gas, and so on. Like in the same manner, with the help of Charles' law, we can explain the behavior of ideal gas, which is when it is going to work or in the process isobarically. Means what will be the work done and how this will get energy and how it will use. We can already understand it very clearly with the help of these law. So I think what is Charles' law, that is also clear to you. So there is next law. In the similar, actually, if you are confused, then suppose that there are two values which is V1 and T1, initial values of pressure, and it is going in any isobaric process. Then after getting a final value, suppose that its volume is V2 and its temperature is T2. So according to Charles' law, it will be V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. Means with the help of this formula, we can determine any of the unknown value from it. So third law for the ideal gas is Gibbs-X law. So according to X law, that is about if we kept volume of the gas constant. We already tried to means Boyle's tried to study about the ideal gas that will be at constant temperature. Charles studied at constant pressure. Lusac studied at a constant volume. Means now the thermodynamic process we are going to study, that is isochoric process. So he have seen that simple the relationship between pressure and temperature. So the relationship between pressure and temperature is inversely proportional. So it means that if we increase the temperature of any body, then definitely pressure of that system will decrease at constant volume, and also if we increase the pressure of any system, then there will be decrease in temperature takes place. So simple, if gases can be compressed or expanded either by the change in pressure or either by the change in temperature, but if we want to even keep the volume constant, then we have to maintain these two things. Means the effect of compression and expansion can be cancelled out by these pressure and temperature property. So this is the Lusac law. With the help of it, we can write Pt is equal to constant. So I think this law is also clear to you. So finally, what will be if we will join these three laws? As these three laws are at certain conditions, like we are trying to keep temperature constant, pressure constant, volume constant, but what will be if none of these three things are constant? Then collectively these three laws are known as equation of ideal gas. So if we will join these three laws, then we can understand only let's suppose Boyle's law and Charles' law. So what is the Boyle's law? That is PV is equal to constant. And what is Charles' law? That is V by T is equal to constant. So with the help of these conditions, we can easily write that P by T is equal to constant. constant, it has some constants value, so we can finally write it PV equal to RT. This is the equation of gas, ideal gas for 1 mole of the system. And if suppose that the system is composed of n number of moles, then after multiplying n here we can have the equation of ideal gas for system of molecules which have n number of moles in the system. So I think all the laws according to the ideal gas, that is totally clear to you. What means Charles law, Boyle's law and Gas-Lucas law, and also with the help of these 3 laws we can understand the different thermodynamic processes, and also in that different thermodynamic processes what is the behavior of ideal gas, how the ideal gas can expand or compress, or what is the work done in that, we can easily understand that, and where we can use that conditions also we can understand that. So these laws are very important to understand the behavior of gases and the properties shown by the gases, and also like our atmosphere shows cooling due to adiabatic compression. So what is the reason behind it, that can be understandable by either by law of thermodynamics or by the helps of kinetic theory of gases. So simple kinetic theory of gases, let us understand about everything about the behavior of gases. So I think today this is enough for you. First, what is kinetic theory of gases, you have understand that, and also what is equation of gas, and also the 3 laws equation of gases are also now clear to you. 3 laws about the ideal gas is clear to you. So the rest of the things about the kinetic theory and other things for the gases, let's see that in the next class. So for today, let's end the class here, guys.